And this has already become a chess match. First game of the year. Both Mitchells will be starting for Indiana. Julie Alamand, we got to keep an eye on her. The young point guard, she is a ball of fire. It'll be Mitchell, Atkins, Powers, Hines Allen making her second career.
Recovery. What is your recovery system? So you have to really think about how much are we going to practice physically on the court, or are we going to just work the players' minds?
Tell our officials today, a veteran crew, Mike Price, Amy Bonner, Kevin Fahey. Mike Price will toss it up, and we are underway. Game number 3 of the opening, the MVP of the finals. First time that somebody coming off the bench got the MVP. Here's Leilani Mitchell out front. One of the priorities for Washington was getting Mitchell.
And Mike Thibault said he wanted Mitchell whether Christy Tolliver decided to stay or not. He was going to have her on the floor. So good in the pick and roll, and then she also is a threat from the three-point line.
Now they try to go inside, not able to do it. Here is Mitchell, the 35-year-old. She's had a heck of a career after being cut, got back into the league. Pull-up jumper by Maisha. Players that just comes in and does the dirty work.
Man, and she's got a tremendous vertical leap, man. She can get up.
A lot of young talent. 8 of the 12 players.
Takes over that organization. Marion State players have already talked about how she gives them confidence. She finds what they do well and really continues to build on that. And that helps the players build confidence in themselves.
And a little pressure quickly put on by Washington. You got to like that, what Mike Thibault does. After the make, goes after him. Here's Kelsey Mitchell on the drive for 2. Does. After the make, goes after him. Here's Kelsey Mitchell on the drive for 2.
Mitchell's going to get a lot of those opportunities because she has the respect and her ability to shoot the 3, and now with the willingness to attack the basket.
Mitchell's going to be fouled.
By you and to the rim.
Do with the early lead, 8-4.
In a normal training camp, you would bring officials in to kind of clean up some of those unforced turnovers, like in traveling. Clean up some of those unforced turnovers, like in traveling. They didn't have that luxury once they got down to Bradenton. So that's when I would watch him practices, dragging that foot. I thought early on, Emma Missman got away with the traveling.
They did very well last season. Baseline pull-up jumper. And I love this phrase, Carolyn. She wants to catch her players doing something right.
And that is such a great way to look at coaching. So often coaches can get caught up in having, but she looks at what they do right. And she said that a lot of times when they do mess up, she'll just stop them and say, what should you have done there? And she said 99% of the time, they know what they should have done. So that's a good sign. She can build from that.
After the bucket by Leilani Mitchell, best shape of her life for Indiana.
She just worked so hard. I remember watching her when she was in college at South Carolina. Oh, tremendous.
Plexiglass, just part of the many precautions the WNBA has taken. Tip goes to Indiana. Wide open 3 on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
My notes out and watching great basketball.
Oh, the truck is in Bradenton, I should say, not Orlando. Outside, Candace Dupree can't get it to go. Alamont tries to come up with it, tosses it to Mitchell. Closing in on 4 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Dribble penetration on the drive, won't go down for Doyle.
Has Elena Coates in, and Indiana has in Tierra McCowan. Size for size. You talked about
when Brittany Griner picked up a couple of quick fouls in the opening quarter. Didn't
do just a basic pivot drill. But what Marianne gained a great advantage.
Both teams shooting very well here in the opening quarter. Both teams are 7 of 10 from the floor. No place to go. Shot clock at 2. They've got to let it fly, and nothing but the
Really impressed with Indiana's ball movement. That's something Marion Stanley has brought from Washington.
And Washington comes right back and answers with Hines Allen.
I don't know if those posters are right.
I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting time because we watched New York today. They're one of the youngest teams. Dallas by age is younger, but New York, Carson with her first two of the ball game.
Well, a concern for New York, Kia Nurse had to go out of that ball game, so I hope it was nothing serious and they have her back.
And that broke Tamika Catchings, who's now the general manager of Indiana's
success in the win column, but she
points and had 44 blocks on the season. 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Washington with a 6-point advantage. Got to go inside. McCowan goes for the block, doesn't get it. We've got a whistle and a
players. Washington takes full of the Mystics.
And that ups the lead to 9. And they're going to add to it. The lead goes to double digits. Petty on the easy two. That's going to be an air ball, and Washington has a chance with 1:20 to play in the quarter to open this game up. Story of the quarter so far is Hines Allen, 11 points in the opening stanza. This time Hines Allen can't get it to go. McCowan with the loose ball, hands it off. Deep in the corner, rattled home.
And another level.
Tiffany Mitchell's hit both of her shots. She's got 4 points in the ball game. Scoop and the score. Petty coming in and making a difference here in this opening quarter. Ohio State's second overall pick back in 2018. It's the second. Lead is at 9.
Need to just call her bucket. She is instant offense.
But right now we're. I guess it's okay. We go inside of 30. So Washington should get another look.
This is one of the areas. One of the areas where Indiana struggled last year. End of shot clock, late clock, who was going to get the bucket? Well, when you've got Candace Dupree to play cleanup, it works out.
Candace Dupree, who never ages. Final 5 seconds, you want to get a good look at it. Shot on the way, nothing but the bottom of the net from Myisha Hines Allen. What a first quarter for Hines Allen, making her second career start. Let's see how Indiana comes out and tries to work everything. McCowan is in. They want to go inside. McCowan now switches over to the left block.
Well, now Victoria Vivians is in the game as well. It's another 3-point shooter, but she got that one blocked.
On the drive, count it. Indiana comes back, and a whistle and a foul underneath. Basket was made by Kiera Leslie. Didn't play last year because of
the Tim Duncan of women's basketball. Just
that's a good analogy.
Steady. Very steady.
And Washington led by 10 at the end of the first quarter of play. Wide open look, in and out. Washington will get it again. Powers inside, count it. First definitely did. Stepped in for Christy Tolliver at times last year, and her numbers went up.
Yeah, points, field goal percentage, and 3.
Long 3. Vivians can't get it. Here comes Washington again. So Myisha Hines Allen, she has been all over the court today. On the inside, got it. She's got 16 in the ball game. Hello, Carolyn Peck. I'm Ron Thula. Welcome back to Bradenton, Florida, on the campus of IMG Academy. Right now, Washington leading 42-27, and they come down straight down the hole. And again, we're time. And Mike was telling us earlier this week that she came in ready to establish herself 2 years ago. Ronnie Mitchell's checked back into the ball game for Washington. Their biggest lead in the contest so far. Beastman inside off the
defensively. Washington is used to the system of Mike Tebow.
Atlanta, young teams. From Deep in the corner, Kelsey Mitchell can't get it. Mystics quickly get it out. That's one thing Washington did last year. They led the WNBA in assists, set a record in the meantime. Hines-Allen inside, bangs it inside.
And Myisha Hines-Allen didn't play that much.
Backdoor play doesn't work. Hines-Allen comes down with a rebound, and Mitchell directs traffic. Nice step through, scoops it up, count the basket, and a foul. A lot of emotion in this opening day. The players have been through a lot.
Well, they look pretty good, Ron, but understand they're playing against a fairly young team. They're supposed to do in this situation, but as the competition gets tougher.
Welcome back along with Coach Carolyn Beck. I'm Ron Thulin. Washington shooting a sizzling 72% here in the opening half. One of the reasons they have this big advantage. Final 2 minutes. Mitchell spotting up for the three inside, count it. Nice dribble drive by Candace Dupree. Dupree now checks in with 9 points in the ball game. Kelsey Mitchell leading Indiana so far in this game with 11 points.
When you need to score and you're Indiana, you got to go to Candace Dupree. Whoa!
You know, I look back her freshman year with the Dallas Wings in 2 seasons, and that's a positive thing.
I think it takes you a little while to figure out what's going to be something you can hang your hat on that teams need. And I think it's her effort, her energy, those trash buckets.
How about Lolani Mitchell picking the pocket? One to beat, finds the open player, powers for three. Powers now in double digits. He hasn't missed a shot today. 4 of 4 shooting. Indiana cannot answer. Rebound of the putback play. The bleeding momentarily. Closing in on the final 50 seconds here in the half. You hear Marianne Stanley saying, go, 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 wanting to push it with Mitchell. Dollars for the Black Lives Matter Global Network using the Tap the Cheers. So you need to get on the WNBA app and tap your team. Players aren't used to it, and outside of the arena right now, where the soundstage is right, thunderstorms. What's it like down there for these players?
Well, you know, usually about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to get a daily shower. So you just expect it and plan to get to wherever you're going before then, and stay wherever you are, because it doesn't last long. That's the one thing I guarantee you with Florida in the weather, it's going to change.
Just wait a few minutes. Here's Mitchell. Mystics baseline jumper. Emma Mystics now with 8 in the ball game. Final 10 seconds, and Kelsey Mitchell will hold it. Final 2 seconds running. Left-handed jumper will go. And that's the way the first half will come to an end. Candace Dupree hits the 10-footer. She goes into double digits with 11. The story of the opening half, love her three-point shooting. Mystics with a handoff. Rebound to Chunwa.
An area that I think Indiana can tighten up in is screening. Make a more concentrated effort of getting that post open on the back screen. Make the defense drop down on you. That'll create some open shots.
And Tiffany Mitchell's one of those players that Marianne Stanley says is going to have a breakout year, but Mystics the follow-up, the pull-up jumper to go down. One of the things now, when you see games like this, these are teaching moments. And Coach, you probably have been in these situations. You don't look at the score, you look at who wants to play. Mystics rolls it over in front of him.
And you know that legs are going to get weary as the season wears on, so you got to try to steal these early season wins to pack away to give yourself a little bit of a cushion.
And both coaches were talking about keeping an eye on minutes of certain players. So Chunwa with 3 to shoot, got to get rid of it. Lets it fly. Kelsey Mitchell knocks down the 3. Whistle and a foul. 8 hours. That I didn't know. I've always had great respect for our technical crew, but
but that kind of ball movement is improvement for Indiana. When they continue to do that, then the shots are going to fall.
That's one thing Washington does so well. We talked about what they do with assists by Myisha Hines. Tiffany Mitchell can't get it. Powers the rebound. Quick outlet. Allen. Nice pass. That is pretty with a cap.
Great all-around game.
And she's let the game come to her. It's just not like she's forcing herself on the game. Pull-up jumper.
About Myisha Hines-Allen, a lot of the players that get that starting role try to come in early and try to force too much. You're right, Ron. She has let the game come to her.
And she was a gym rat. Calling Big 12 games, she'd be there an hour and a half before shoot-around and an hour after shoot-around. Ariel Atkins worked herself into an outstanding player.
Even struggling through a few injuries.
Oh, yeah. Count the basket and the foul. Not today. In fact, he was kidding, saying,
weapon right there in Myisha Hines-Allen. But let me tell you, she's no secret anymore.
Not a bit. Led Louisville to the Final Four when she was in college. Alamon from way downtown knocks down the three. Watching this game in Australia. How about that, Coach?
Well, they said we had the world feed, so people all over the world can watch these games.
She likes the Belgian point guard, and Ariel with 3 personal fouls. Alamon looks to push. Oh, nice dish inside. Alamon really refined her point guard skills. Playing for the Belgian national team, Candace Dupree is going to be fouled on the play.
Now felt like it was time, and especially come on over.
Candace Dupree has a twin sister.
Adley Achanwa have really taken over that leadership role of this team, because I think that's what Indiana's needed as well. So one of the players to step up and be that leader.
And Elena Coates. Up against the rest of the league. You played a lot the last couple of years because of injuries. Spent almost the first year in the league just trying to heal up from her college days.
You know, Tiara McCowan, you might put Sylvia Fowles in.
2 guard.
Well, that will allow.
Guys, I think you and I can just sit down and talk to 3-4 hours.
I'd love talking hoops with Coach Tebow. You know, he has a philosophy on things, and I talked to him about how he helped develop Tierra Ruffin-Pratt. Remember when he brought her? But I said, you know, when you see that kind of success, and he said that's only part of it. He said the other part of coaching is when you have to go through the tough times and you have to figure it out. Then most players really break through kind of that roadblock where they're not developing and then start to develop. That's what's rewarding as a coach.
Alamon with 8.
I'd like Elena Coates.
Hey.
Fluid their offense is. Another thing for Indiana is they were delayed getting to Bradenton.
Makes everybody around her better.
Post passer.
Oh, yeah. Saw Tamika Catchings doing double duty today. Also doing a little PR work for the team. Of course, Tamika.
She knew in the interview process, and she felt like not only was she interviewing Marianne was interviewing her. And they had just mentally, they were on the same page of what they wanted to see players. So it was a great combination all in one to get Marianne Stanley.
Well, she said Marianne Stanley automatically changed the culture. Alamon out front, closing in on 60 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. It's been Washington the whole way. McCowan inside. Nice job by Coates. Leslie was running the floor well. Coates kicks it back out.
That was another new addition for Washington, and to get Essence Carson, a mature veteran. And Mike Tebow told us that even after their first scrimmage, without him saying a word, Essence Carson had gathered some of her teammates together, and they were holding their own film sessions.
I love that. And, you know, when you were asking her about that, she goes, well, what else we have to do here? Which I thought was good.
Well, the other thing she said, I said, why'd you do that? She said, I want to win.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's good.
And she was emphatic when she said that, when she says, I want to win. Final 10 seconds, 92-56. Washington looking for their first win of the 2020 season. Dolomite kicks it out, the three. And that's the way quarter number 3 will come to an end.
It's hard to, at times under the quarantine of COVID to stay motivated to keep working out, but she had to remind herself, and I think understanding the standard set by Mike Thibault, everybody knew that they needed to, if they were going to be a part of playing for her. And so game 1, take the good, learn from the bad, and move on.
Well, one of the things that watching Coach Stanley over the last number of years of calling WNBA games is she's out there 2 hours plus before games teaching. Shot. 27 points.
Hines Allen might get the All-Star performance of the day.
I think she will. From the corner, nothing but the bottom of the net. Closing in on 4 minutes to play in the ball game, capping off a very exciting opening day of the WNBA season. From Bradenton, Florida, Hines Allen can't get it to go. 1 rebound away from a double-double. Indiana, nice job.
Find some minutes now for Leilani Mitchell. Again, we talked about minutes for her and Emma Meesman.
Right. Quick outlet pass on the drive. Count the basket. We've got a foul.
Her up at times, and because of her athleticism, she
floats over to the left side. They go inside. Hines Allen wanted the foul, not going to get it. The only thing she hasn't gotten so far this afternoon. Mitchell.
Confidence in Tiffany Mitchell's ability to shoot the basketball and giving her confidence, because just because you missed one, don't stop shooting.
Exactly. Atkins, the left-hander, knocks it down. And players in double figures for Washington. You and I were bantering about predictions, and I pick. You like her for the MVP too.
Well, I asked Parker for the MVP, so you know I think that it's going to be a nice battle, a fun watch this season, because I don't think there's a hands-down favorite.
I agree, and Las Vegas is going to look like a completely.
It'd be another potential candidate for an MVP.
You do it again, but what a day! 1 rebound away from what would it?
Well, it's either good news or bad news. In Myisha Hines Allen, she set the bar of what she's capable of doing. Anything less than this,
no,
this
really.
game is always going to be pointed to. Remember that first game of the season?
Yeah, can she duplicate it? That'll be a 3 today. Inside, outside, rebounding, hustle plays.
Well, she had that versatility when she played at Louisville. And I know going against her, she was just one of those tough players to plan against because of her athleticism and the versatility of her game.
Kira Leslie running the point out front. Nice little hesitation. The scoop can't get it to go. And a whistle and a foul. With
taking down film for Coach as well as putting in minutes in the game.
Maybe she'll probably stick to the game now, because she's played well today.
Absolutely.
Inside, no place to go. Chelsea Mitchell's been the bright spot with the left hand. Came to face Indiana. Powers. Oh, nice little crossover, leans in, draws the contact. Last year averaged 11.5 points a ball game.
I would say so, as much time as they
Final 18 seconds. Washington, we mentioned how many times they went over 100 points last year. They do it again in their opening tilt this afternoon. Nice spin move inside, off the glass. That's going to do it. 5 players in double figures for Washington, led by Maisha Hines-Allen with 27 points. She did get her double-double. 10 rebounds in the contest. Washington impressive in the win, 101-76.